Hello, everyone, once again for another week. You're listening to the You Like That podcast with me. My name is Adam, and I'm one half of the You Like That podcast.
My name's Jack. I'm the other half of the You Like That podcast.
That it is. Guys, we're here for our first big episode of the year. Massive movie. The first real blockbuster, I guess you could call it.
The first movie people would want to see.
Yeah.
Is what I've been calling it.
Yeah, 100%. So if you haven't guessed, Godzilla Vs Kong is the main review for this week. It's finally out, available everywhere, and as you said, a movie people want to see. I've seen it twice now, and both my sessions were completely packed.
Yeah, my session today was... COVID's not a thing anymore because there wasn't a spare seat.
Yeah, they don't block off the seats anymore.
It was top to bottom completely packed.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So for the fact that it's been out for 4 or 5 days now, and it's still getting packed, it's a big movie. Yeah. And that's where we're at. Before we jump into everything, guys, we'll get through everything first. Thank you to anyone who has ordered shirts, including ourselves, because we buy our own merch too, so you should too. But no, we just... we've put the orders through. You've seen you guys order a couple yourselves, which is absolutely amazing to see. Don't ever feel obliged that you have to buy a shirt, but just know that it's there for when you're ready.
Yeah, we get nothing for it. It's just cool to see our logo on things.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm very excited to see this come in the mail. It's going to be brilliant. I might cry a little. And
it'll be pretty cool.
We'll take it from there. I put the order in for the stickers as well.
Oh, yeah.
So 1,000 stickers are on the way to me. So when they come through, just hit me up and I'll drop them off at your house and just put them wherever you want. And also, new backdrop behind us as well. We've gone cute. We've gone tween age, Twilight, something.
Somewhat vlogger.
I don't know. It was going to be twinkle lights. I thought, nah, that's just too much now, isn't it?
I wouldn't mind twinkle lights.
No, we'll test with twinkle lights then in the next one.
It might fuck with the focus of the camera, though.
Definitely might fuck with the focus of the camera. All right, so before we jump into a review, we'll hit with a couple quick bits of news. Don't want to spend too much time on it because there's a lot to unpack in this review. Because we are bringing you spoiler-free, and then we'll get into some spoilers in the second part of the review. So everyone's got a chance to still hear about the movie and be able to watch it comfortably. And then for those of you who have seen it, you can see what our thoughts are. So... first big news that we've got, Black Widow is confirmed for July 9th.
Yep.
It's another delay, but it's a complete confirmation from Disney, being released Disney Plus and cinemas.
Yeah, they're finally dumping it out of their schedule because
Yes.
there's nowhere else to put it.
Yeah, they kind of half buckled and they went, no, we're not putting it on Disney Plus. And they're like, no, we'll put it on Disney Plus, but it's coming to cinemas too.
If you have a movie under your belt, don't go to the media and say it's definitely not coming to streaming, because guess what's going to happen to it?
It's definitely going to streaming.
Yeah, just accept it. People are still going to watch it. It's fine.
You just got to cop the loss on it. If you're going to cop a loss, cop a loss.
And it's fucking Black Widow. Who gives a fuck?
It's not going to be the be-all, end-all of the MCU.
I wonder if they change the post-credits to be more relevant.
Well, maybe.
I'm sure that'll come out after it's out. Yeah, whether they did or not. Because it's an 18-month-old movie. So
yeah. It's so surely someone's going, you know what? Yeah, well, we could do that better.
A lot's happened since then.
Yeah. TV shows have happened and shit. We're getting a new Transformers movie, separate from the Michael Bay series.
Yep.
Just come out. They've got a writer and a director that I didn't know, so I didn't bother writing their names down. Yeah, I think one was the showrunner for The Defenders. Ooh. I'm pretty sure.
That's not a glowing.
Who's going to be writing this script?
Oh dear. Okay.
I don't know if Transformers still needs to be a thing.
Yeah. There's toys to sell, dude.
It's a big toy market.
They're just always going to reboot it every 10 years. And
yeah,
not even 10 years. Bumblebee only came out 4 years ago.
I think I'm still going to refuse to ever watch Bumblebee.
Yeah. I watched
doesn't strike me.
The bit on Cybertron at the beginning that people like. I just watched that on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. It'd be nice if a whole movie was like this and not a Volkswagen talking to a young girl.
Yeah.
And then apparently the rest of the movie is a Volkswagen talking to a young girl. So
yep. And that's Bumblebee. There you go.
Yeah, stop putting people in movies. Spoiler alert for the next 40 minutes we're about to see. Stop putting humans in in toy movies.
We'll debate about that. John Wick 4 and 5 is not being done back-to-back anymore. Coming from the news that they're no longer going with the original writer of the first 3 movies, Derek Kolstad. They've decided to not bring him back. He said he wasn't let go of any certain like personal reasons or anything like that. This was purely because for John Wick 3, they did have 3 or 4 different writers.
Yeah.
So his thing was, I have no bad blood against anyone in John Wick. I want that franchise to thrive. In the last movie, they were given a bigger array of people to write with. And unfortunately for this, they didn't invite me back for it. But I'm still all guns blazing and hoping this all goes well.
His statement was very transparent.
Yeah.
Very honest. He was just like, yeah, look, it's Hollywood. Like,
yeah, it's what happens.
Most people don't even get 1 movie, let alone 3.
Yeah.
So,
He can just take it as he was able to get that franchise off the ground and get 3 movies under his belt for it.
Yeah.
And really bring a new life to Keanu Reeves as an actor as well.
He's doing all right. He'll get work off of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Easily.
Well, I mean, he got the work off being able to do the Bob Odenkirk Nobody parody version of John Wick, basically.
Next week.
Which is next week. And last one, we got our first real big trailer for the Suicide Squad.
Yes.
James Gunn's Suicide Squad. A bit more of a look into the characters of this movie.
Yeah, people say more words.
More words, a reveal of the villain. The big starro at the end.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, the big purple starfish.
Yeah.
Is the big villain, if you don't know. But just, more looking on the... It's very much showing us who the main cast of this movie is going to be.
Yeah.
Because the whole tagline of this movie is don't get too attached.
Yeah, well, that's probably like...
And that's just them going, we have like 30 people in this movie.
Yeah.
70% of them are dying in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
I've already called Pete Davidson's going to be the first one to die.
Probably.
Because the only part I've seen him in the trailer is him in the prison and then walking out his outfit.
Yeah, you don't see him much.
And never anything else. So I think he might be like the Slipknot of the first Suicide Squad.
Yeah, probably.
Just dies straight away on the first mission, and that's it.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all.
Yeah.
It looks more annoying than I thought it was going to be.
It's very, very comical.
A lot of the wackiness, I was just like, oh, God.
Yeah.
I can't do 2 hours of this.
It's going to be a lot, and it is going to be very different for a comic book style movie.
Yeah.
In one instance, I'm kind of backing it because it's going to that very, very like old school comical style where it's just everything's bright and stupid and it's fucking dumb.
Oh, yeah, no, I like all of that. I'm talking purely dialogue. Like that John Cena joke that just keeps going. And it's like no one would ever say that. The dicks on the beach. It's just not funny at all, and it's annoying. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, but he cacked himself when he read that in the script. He's like, I'm going to deliver that so well. It's going to be a fucking great moment for me.
Yeah.
And you go, it's just another dick joke.
Well, it got in the trailer, so he got what he won, I guess.
Yep.
Congrats, John Cena.
But then we see King Shark is being voiced by Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Because we saw King Shark in the original drop for this trailer, but they never put the voice behind him.
Yeah, he's mocapped by Steve Agee, who's like a great comedian. I was hoping he would just do the voice too, but apparently not. I guess that's the joke. Pretty funny. We
got Sly coming in and... I think, just judging by the trailer, King Shark is just going to be an absolute dope.
Yeah.
And
what else is he going to do?
Well, he's wearing board shorts, for God's sake.
Yeah.
I'm keen.
Sharks go in the water. You need board shorts to go in the water.
It's very on brand. Very fucking on brand, I guess. All right, that's the news for the week, guys. We're fucking off with that because we're getting into the big boy now. We're getting into Godzilla vs Kong. So this is the spoiler-free part of the review. We're not going to discuss the winner of the fight in this section.
And that is, we are spoiling the whole movie for free.
Exactly.
That was a better joke in my head.
Yeah, I wasn't really listening for a second there. I kind of blanked myself out.
You and everyone else listening.
So yeah, guys, if you haven't seen the movie yet, but you still want to hear about it, this is the part for you. You don't have to turn it off yet. We'll tell you when we're going to spoil all the big nitty-gritty at the end of the movie.
We give you plenty of warning.
And who wins. So we're good people for you, all right? Fucking deal with it. Okay. Godzilla vs Kong 2021. This is directed by Adam Wingard.
His name's very familiar, but I don't know why.
He did the Blair Witch reboot.
Ooh, that's bad.
And he also did... This is on the top of my tongue there.
Probably just this. I probably just heard his name through this.
There was something else. There was another recent one he did as well that was something silly. But the Evil Dead... the Blair Witch reboot was his big one. And then he did like a couple like small grade horror cheesy flicks. Nothing too crazy over the top. Oh, sorry, Death Note was the other one he did. The Netflix Death Note.
That's
the other one he did. He did that fucking westernized piece of shit.
Yeah. Oh, he did work on the 2 VHS movies?
Yeah, he had a bit in that as well.
And he did Your Next.
Yeah, Your Next was the other one.
Your Next is really good.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good, but it's, like, really good.
Yeah, it's one of those ones.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones. We know what those ones are. So, yeah, put through by the studios Warner Brothers and Legendary Pictures. Runtime of 113 minutes, which we talked about before. It's a much shorter movie. I commend its efforts for it. The budget, this is the big one for it. Being such a big movie like this, it's estimated between $160 to $200 million.
Yeah, well, it's primarily a visual effects movie, so that makes
Massively.
sense.
You got 2 big, massive monsters, and you had marketing galore behind this.
Yeah, the marketing was over the top.
Yeah, they threw a lot at this movie to get it going. At the moment, it is ranked in $49 million in the box.
Mm-hmm.
That's based purely on China and us over here, basically. The US don't get it until 4 days.
Yeah,
until they get it. So that's when you'll see the big boom in the box. But I think $50 million after four or so days in the international market is a pretty successful weekend for any movie, realistically.
Yep.
Most movies in the international market might rake in pre-COVID 70, 90 million.
It's going into school holidays here too. So
exactly.
It's going to pick up.
So, and plus, the way we've been talking about these movies, the cinemas being stacked, there's going to be more to come in from it.
Definitely.
So the Rotten Tomatoes score, we've only got a critic score, which is sitting at a humble 78%.
Okay.
For the first 2 days, it was at 100% with 9 reviews.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, I don't see this lasting too long.
Nah. I haven't read any reviews on it yet.
It's exactly what you'd expect from certain people that are just those type of critics when they go, yeah, it's monsters fighting, but everything else sucks because it's fucking not good. And you're like, it's a monster movie. You're just not supposed to have anything else. Just... You know this is a stupid movie. It has to be.
Some reviewers might even say that even the monsters fighting wasn't very good.
I guess we'll get into that in a moment, and someone might die on this podcast.
I hope so. God.
Fuck you.
Imagine the views.
Oh, jeez. Jeez, demonetized for sure. So, starring Alexander Skarsgård, you got Millie Bobby Brown, Julian Dennison, Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, Shun Oguri, Kyle Chandler, and Damien Bichir.
Ronnie Cheng's in it for about 40 seconds too. Fantastic Australian comedian.
Yep. Not a lot of screen time.
Deadpool 2 kid. Which one's
Julian Dennison.
Julian Dennison, yeah.
Didn't do much either, but...
Yeah, he's barely in it.
He was there to say Mechagodzilla.
Oh, God, that... Yeah, fuck. If you know anything about me, you know how I reacted to that line.
Both times I saw it, I've gone, nah, he's definitely going to have a moment with this one. He's not going to enjoy this. So, quick little back note to this one here. So, Adam Wingard only took on the project to do this movie as long as there was going to be a clear winner in the fight between Kong and Godzilla, because he had the debate with a friend in school on who won in the original 1963 movie, and obviously we never got a clear winner in that movie. So he was, yep, as long as someone wins in this, I'll do it.
Right.
By your face, I feel like you don't know who won this fight.
No.
Well, all right, we'll explain.
We can't talk about it.
We'll explain that later on. Okay, so let's jump with you, Jack, because I'm eager to hear and I'm scared at the same time. Give us your overall experience of the movie.
These movies just aren't for me, I don't think.
They're really anymore. Not, are they?
It's just loud and noisy, and
it's very loud.
They just gloss over so much shit, and the humans... I'm glad there's not a lot of humans in it, but like, because you just don't care at all. So anytime they are on screen, you're just like, why is this dad looking for his daughter? Why is Kyle Chandler in it for maybe 13 seconds?
Yeah, well, it's like...
Maybe.
He decided to come back for a few minutes, but Vera Farmiga was like, I'm not coming back at all.
Yeah, it's just like half a photo of her face.
She's just like, it's not happening.
Yeah, because she didn't fucking do anything in the last one.
Yeah, just cause fucking issues.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it just trundles along weirdly.
Mm.
And the key plot device is this Hollow Earth baloney. And that's not explained very well. Is it another dimension? Is it the literal middle of the Earth?
It's the literal middle of the Earth.
Right. Why do they do the Star Wars time warp? It's not even called the time warp in Star Wars. What's it called? Hyperdrive. Hyperspeed, hyperspace.
Yeah,
put
it in hyperdrive.
Yeah, and the CGI comes and goes, sort of. Sometimes it looks fucking spectacular, and I'm like, oh my god, like, how did they do this? And the mocap must have been incredible, and the environments they built and then destroyed. Yeah, it just varies from really good to really shit. And I think it has a lot to do with how much else is going on in the scene.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, yeah, there's 3 big CGI things on the screen at the moment.
Yeah.
And everything else is just, we don't need it to look very good. Water's a bad thing for CG to do. Water's a tough thing to get right.
Yep.
There's a lot of water in this movie. There's a monkey who's very hairy, so when he gets wet, he has to look like he's wet.
Yep.
And he doesn't really. He looks a bit weird. It's just like, I don't know. Now, I'm not saying I wish it looked realer, but I'm just saying that the quality seemed to jump up and down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's just very noisy, and I didn't care. And then the ending happens, which we'll get to in spoilers.
Yes, we'll get there. So, will you say that you like this movie, you enjoyed it, you hate it?
I don't hate it.
Yep.
It's better than the last 2 Godzilla movies, but that's comparing rotten eggs to rotten eggs. Yeah, I didn't enjoy my time with this at all. I was incredibly bored. It was the problem with King of the Monsters is like, oh God, it should be so much cooler than it is. And it should be more spectacular, and I should be more sucked in, but I just wasn't. I don't know why. I just don't think it's that interesting.
Oh, that's
honestly,
fair. It's fair. It's a niche thing.
Yeah, and then when the people stuff rips you out of it and you start asking yourself questions, you're just like, oh, God.
Yeah.
It's losing me. And then it just lost me completely. Didn't enjoy it. Didn't hate it. Didn't enjoy it.
That's the main thing. You didn't hate it.
No. God, no. I'm not telling anyone to not see it. No.
So if you came in with those words, that's it. The podcast would have been done.
No.
Okay, that's fine. So for me.
Yep.
Absolutely love this movie.
Yep.
As it was to be expected. I was always going to love this movie.
Absolutely not surprised. Yep.
No one was going to be surprised with this at all. I have enjoyed every single movie in the Monsterverse. I enjoyed Godzilla 2014. I enjoyed Kong Skull Island. I enjoyed very much the King of the Monsters. And I fucking adored this movie to pieces.
Yep.
Now, this stems from... This is such a niche universe. This is not a conventional movie in these times. This is coming from... what's math? 90 years of kaiju movies. So the first King Kong movie was in 1933.
Yeah.
The first Godzilla film was 1954.
Yep.
King Kong obviously hasn't had the biggest of movies. He's had three originals, in which also entailed King Kong vs. Godzilla. Then you got Peter Jackson's reboot. Then you get it introduced into this Monsterverse. Godzilla, on the other hand, he's had 28 or so odd films in the original Japanese series, plus the last 3 that we've now had in the Monsterverse. So this is something that stemmed from a lot of people growing up with these type of movies. This has always been more of a Asian market series of movies. So the problem with porting that over to Western audiences and such, always never going to hit. Because of how outlandish it is. It's giant monsters fighting in cities, and you're trying to make a movie where you want that to be the basis, but you know you have to have human interaction because the movie has to drive itself somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
Because if you have monsters that don't talk, then it's like, well, we can't have dialogue scenes of monsters.
No.
It's just a fight, and then it's like, well, this may as well just be a 20-minute short video then.
And the Hollow Earth stuff would really lose you.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Even with dialogue, that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, so... I love this movie quite a bit. Even the second time watching it, I felt no different. I noticed certain things that I went, okay, yeah, that now makes sense, or no, that still doesn't make sense. Most of it being the Hollow Earth thing. But overall, because I've come from loving all these original movies before and really clicking with the whole kaiju type of film, for me, it's always going to be a bias of, yeah, I fucking love this.
Yeah.
But for this movie, I still say, yeah, I love this. Yeah, 100% there were issues with the movie. No doubt about it. But I look past those points because I'm like, I understand why they had to do these certain things, why there's so much of a human aspect to it. It's 2021. Movies, this is how they have to be.
Yeah, very minimal humans. Like the last one went for 3 hours because it was 2.5 hours of humans.
Yeah, they did.
And that was a big problem.
Yeah, and they did so much better for this one to eliminate as much human interaction as possible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they sort of were able to know, all right, if we can get this much of human interaction, and then we quickly slap in a quick kaiju bit there and put on either Kong or Godzilla, and then that breaks up a little bit, and we can do a little bit more human. So they kind of knew how to like splice it all together and make sure it wasn't so just packed in of one whole human section.
Yeah.
And there was always, at most, usually one of the kaijus on the screen.
Yeah.
That were in the scene going along with the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, one of my problems is a spoiler, so I won't say that.
That's okay, we can wait for that one.
When spoilers will remind me.
Yeah. So the pacing of the film is definitely can be an issue.
It felt really long, but then like if you've seen the trailer, you see like a location and you're like, okay, this fight is about to come up.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the humans and you're like, well, how long is this section going to be? Because it's like the fight is obviously about to happen.
Yeah.
And that was weird. And then the humans just kind of say some stupid things and then it's back to
because the movie just drops in. It just drops itself in out of nowhere, and you're not given a time frame straight away. You get told it eventually in the next 15, 20 minutes or so, but you're sort of there. And if you've seen King of the Monsters, we know how that ends. That's the whole Godzilla defeats King Ghidorah. All the other monsters bow to him. He's now the alpha of the world.
Yeah.
He's Earth's savior because he defeated the baddies.
Yeah, everyone's big on him.
And then that's it.
The title sequence is like the MMA tournament bracket, and it's like going through. It's like
but it was fucking brilliant.
And then I went in, and I was like, "This is really stupid and cheesy, and no one would like that." And then the big cheesy title popped up, and I was like, "Oh, that's why they did that." Like, it totally works. And
really, it was really fucking cool.
Because the whole time it was happening, I was like, "This is fucking stupid." Yeah. And then the big title, and I was like,
"Yeah." Because the lights fading through the back of that, so it wasn't like a solid Godzilla vs Kong title sequence. It was so sick. I'm like, yes.
And we know Leon L loves the title sequence, so I was just like, you know what?
I'm sure he would have been seeing that. He would loving that one.
Yeah.
Shot glasses out for that one, boys. But yeah, that whole pacing at the start there, so not knowing where we are, like in the world right now.
Yeah, and there's so many different locations. Like, holy shit, does this movie jump around?
Yeah, they throw it around as many places as they can. But then you learn that this is 3 years after the events of King of the Monsters, and you go, okay, we're not given any sort of story as to what happened with the other monsters. We can assume they got put back in containment.
Or they're just floating about.
They're just having a yarn, and they're just like, Godzilla's the G, but we'll just float around and just eat some fucking turtles or something.
Yeah, the big G-man told us not to eat humans anymore, so we'll just fly around a volcano.
We're cool, man.
Yeah, okay, so there's the big bad is Apex Industries.
Yep.
Which weren't in the last one.
No, Apex were not in the last ones because the last ones, the big baddies were Monarch themselves.
Yeah. And they're who are still around, sort of, but they're like...
It's more like the dumbed down Monarch. The baddies are gone from Monarch.
They're kind of just in a paddock, doing what they can.
Yeah, they basically... Monarch has reclaimed their name as the good guys.
Yeah. And then they introduced the podcast guy.
Yep.
He works at Apex, but he hates Apex. And his dialogue is like, hey, he's the zippy ADHD guy, and he's funny. Everything he says is funny. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, but why does he hate Apex? Yeah. Can I please just get an explanation? He's like, look at this banana. This apple's
well, he just thinks some shit's going on.
And it sounds like he has a good position there. He's an engineer there.
Yeah,
but good money.
It might be.
Safe? 9 to 4. Well, it's not safe because Godzilla comes in and
it's really not safe at all.
Yeah, but then, okay, so that's the first thing. Straight out of the bat, something is not explained, and I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And then, like, that took me out as well, because I was thinking about the last movie, just like, Apex, was that in the last thing?
Yeah.
Was that in the last thing? But yeah. So he comes in, he's annoying, and is annoying. And then...
but he's a fellow podcaster.
God, yeah, that's the worst bit.
My sisters kept looking at me every time he said something about his podcast. They just looked at me, and I'm just like, fuck off.
Yeah, and then it just kind of... where was I going with that? It's gone. My point is gone.
Shit.
I'm struggling to remember.
Apex weren't in it.
This movie felt so fucking long, and I think it's the locations, and then like they set up the location, and then so much has to happen in a small amount of time to get to the next fight.
Yep.
Which honestly I appreciate, because I was just like, yeah, more fighting, please.
Yeah,
for the love of God. But yeah, it just the pacing kind of falls apart a little bit there for me. Yeah, and then the Hollow Earth stuff looks spectacular. That environment, looks like with the
so we'll jump forward to the Hollow Earth, because the Hollow Earth isn't a spoiler as such, because it's given to you in the trailers anyway.
Yeah,
not more or less not said, but everyone fucking knows that's what it is. They teased it in King of the Monsters. It was always where this movie was going to. The Hollow Earth is completely new. It is not something within the Godzilla universe to begin with. It is a very strange thing to incorporate to try and explain where these monsters came from.
Yeah.
And you're like, but...
Because that's the problem. They have to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
And you can't just be like, Earth's core, because then you can't go there to get power, because...
They can never just be made to be. They didn't just appear.
Yeah, they haven't just
meteor.
Like, Godzilla, I always assumed, was just rolling around in the ocean. Like, the ocean's big, deep. There's probably a scary radioactive man down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this explains that they come from upside down, topsy-turvy Willy Wonka land.
Yeah, well, the original Godzilla was the
the fallout of the war.
It was the nuclear bombs that went off, and they said that awoken Godzilla.
Yeah.
But this is... No, it's a hollow Earth, and everyone was born here, and somehow came up to Earth.
Yeah. Right?
Because you don't get that.
Yep.
You get given... There's a great war... They came from this place.
Yeah, it's not explained how they came from this place.
Exactly.
They try to explain how they're going to get there. Yeah. But they're just like, the ship's got extra paneling.
And I feel like they couldn't tell us it because there's no possible way they can tell us.
No.
Because
even in a 3-hour movie, like fucking hell.
No one was around then, so they can't tell you that, they took a fucking boat.
Yeah.
And just floated up there and away they went. And just popped up out of the ground. Here we go. No, it was just... Yeah, there's shit happening in the middle of the Earth, and it's not the core, so that's a lie. There's no core in the Earth. It's just a fucking planet.
Like a giant planet, yeah.
Reverse gravitational
not giant, because...
planet that has many different monsters on it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So... As you said, it looks beautiful. It does look really good.
It looks really cool, yeah, and like because it's like reverse gravity and stuff. Like there's no sky.
The way when they transition those scenes, because they can flip themselves around, because it's like a reverse mirror image.
Yeah, some cool like design.
Looks really good like that. The cinematography there works really well.
Yeah,
but it is just the whole.
But again, it's
knowing what it is,
and I don't remember. I don't remember so much about this movie. I saw it fucking 3 hours ago. Why did they need Kong to go there? So this is our way of explaining the synopsis. Is Adam re-explaining the movie to me that I just watched? So the girl can communicate with Kong. Yes, good sign language. Gorillas know sign language. Well,
Makes them smart.
We've seen that.
Yep, that's a real thing.
They need Kong to lead Godzilla to the Hollow Earth.
So the idea of why they're taking Kong here is so Apex know that they need an energy source from the Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
That's the birthplace of all these creatures. They know that there's an energy down there they need so that they can power up Mechagodzilla to give him at full power.
Yeah.
And their whole thing is, well, if Kong is from there, then surely he would be able to lead us to that source.
Oh, he'll know the way. Because he just naturally, instinctively knows the way.
Instinctively in his blood, he knows this source and that, and he'll draw them to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kong doesn't know what the go is.
Fucking
he just thinks he's going
big gamble,
home.
By the way.
very big gamble.
Kong could have gotten there and just been like looking around going, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
This isn't my boat.
He could have been yeeted by one of those war bats.
Yeah, just like straight
Basically
away.
did was just strangled and fucking dead to rights.
Yeah.
And then they would have been like, well, that's fucked then, isn't it?
Yeah. And then they get the power source in a little drill robot.
Yep.
And she just sends it to him via Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Somehow I was talking
to one of the boys at work. We're just like, great service provider, that one.
Fucking insane when that happened.
It takes me 2 hours to upload a YouTube video.
Because the little robot picks it up and drills it and it keeps it and it's like whirring around. I'm like, oh, they're stabilizing it or whatever to get it back on the ship. And then she just pulls out her iPhone.
Starts uploading.
Just pulls out her iPhone 10, texts her dad and goes, here you go.
Yeah, and he's like, fuck yeah.
And then there's a screen and it says downloading 40%. I was like, you are fucking kidding me, aren't you? And I had like a woman and a small child next to me, but I had to like bite my fist from going, you are fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
And that's them going like, again, like trimming, editing. Thank you, God, Jesus, for doing that. Because otherwise that scene of it walking back to the ship would have gone for 4 hours.
Yeah, of course.
But God, it's so convenient, and you could tell that's such a last day in the writers' room. Like, fucking hell, how are we going to get it back?
Yeah,
without anyone knowing that Mechagodzilla exists.
Mm.
God, it was so fucking funny.
Yeah, they get it there.
Yeah, and then they get back. Turns out Godzilla could just drill down to the Hollow Earth. So like, and like obviously you can't reason with Godzilla like you can with Kong.
Yeah.
But I was just like, that's pretty funny. They went through all this effort, and Godzilla just goes fucking yeet.
Yeah,
just straight down.
We'll detail that in the spoiler part there. So we'll jump into the spoilers in just a sec. So, okay, in brief, the fighting overall between Kong and Godzilla.
Yes, the scale seems to change a lot. Like when they're on the boats, they don't feel that big.
Yeah,
they're not boats; they're ships. I don't know why I keep saying boats.
Big ships too.
And when when Kong's in the forest, he feels fucking minuscule. Like in the topsy-turvy zone.
Yeah.
Fucking Hollow Earth. He feels minuscule. And I was like, okay, like everything's bigger in the Hollow Earth. And then he gets back into the Hong Kong and he's just like monolithic, like a scale we didn't even see in Kong Skull Island.
Yeah. I think that's just the space that they utilize though. Because like realistically, when you go, yeah, okay, it makes sense to look at it that way. But when you go, okay, they are on a ship in the middle of the blank ocean.
Yeah.
Where it's literally water for miles on end and a clear sky of nothing else around it.
Yeah, but...
So instantly you sort of go, it looks smaller, but in actual fact, it's pretty big.
The environment, yes.
Yeah.
But the helicarrier they're on, the
one when they're actually fighting on?
Yeah. They can both pretty comfortably stand on that and swing some punches.
Yeah, weight-wise, I wouldn't say more size-wise in terms of the scale of it, but I think the weight-wise...
Well,
the weight-wise seems like these ships are fucking built then because we know they're picking up metric tons.
Yeah, and sometimes they move really quickly, but like, I don't know, like another problem with the CG is when he eats the fish and he's moving super slow and his head's moving, it's like, okay, I get he's big, but the close-up is just on his face and there's no scale. So you don't need to show him moving so big and slow.
Yeah.
It's just stuff like that bothered me so much. And then, in the actual fight at the end when it's just... That light just got so much brighter. Did you see that? The blue light just got brighter.
Yeah, it does that. It's either going to blow up or...
incredibly distracting.
I don't even know. Something happens.
And then when they're in the city, like, it's just so slow and meandering and they're just falling over and punching each other a lot. It's kind of like the Man of Steel problem. It's just like, it's noise and you can't follow it. It's going to sound like a dig at you because you brought up Transformers before, but I was going to tweet this originally, but I didn't want to spoil what I thought about it to you. I do not understand anyone who doesn't like the Transformers movies and goes, the Transformers movies are stupid, and then watches this.
Yeah.
Because this is Transformers 2. It's the buildings falling down, the skyscrapers and stuff. So I'm just like, it's kind of the same movie.
I like Transformers up until, like, the third one.
Absolutely do not. No, wait. Yeah, no, I don't. I did when I was a kid.
You've gone for a second there. Hold on, I might have liked it.
Did I?
No, maybe the animated
series. Well, they made fucking 32 of them, so I don't know.
Yeah. You count the animators in that one.
It's just really loud and noisy and it's not really clear. Like, I don't need to know who's winning. I don't need the little score bar at the bottom, like, with health. It's just like, they just keep falling over a lot.
I really like the fighting.
I'm just like, oh, okay, is that good? Is Kong going to get back up? Did that hurt Kong at all? And, like, it is funny seeing a giant gorilla holding his shoulder going, ah.
Yeah.
Ah, because he does that. He goes, oh.
Yeah. It really
That's pretty
does.
fucking funny.
See, I really like the fighting, and this really shows how different you can interpret a movie.
Yeah, right.
So this is why
of course,
I like this coming into it, because I knew you were going to take this movie so different to how I did.
So weird how different humans like different things, right?
Yeah, man. Fuck, Jack.
This isn't gonna do well for my. Everyone thinks I hate everything.
Exactly right. No, but I really enjoyed how they fought in this movie, because it was more like very physical, actual fighting, like throwing fists and utilizing the environment.
Well, why is Godzilla doing that?
Because he's a fucking lizard.
But you can just breathe fire. You can just cut Kong's head off in an instant.
Nah, he can't. That's not how his atomic breath works. It's an atomic breath. It's not like a fucking...
Not a lightsaber.
It's not a lightsaber.
When it comes out, it's just like solid. So I'm like, it might just be a lightsaber.
Yeah, but it depends what it's going through. There's different levels. But as we saw, Kong was sort of like negating that breath, because it's got to have a bit of a warm-up.
Yeah.
It's like the Havoc rifle in Apex Legends. It's got a shit warm-up until it starts firing.
Yeah, right.
But I loved the way they utilized the environment and how they fought, and I loved the way that they fought, and it wasn't as much special ability based.
Yeah, the environment didn't matter at all, because all three fights are relatively the same, except the one that's underwater.
Yeah, which is that kind of gives it to Godzilla in that one.
Yeah, fuck no,
that's his environment. He works well in that. Kong can't fucking swim.
You ever seen a gorilla swim?
Now I have.
Well, yeah, yes.
Not very well. But no, the fighting for me was fucking phenomenal, and I was able to follow it the way it went through. There definitely were parts where it seemed like it was just a lot more buildings falling on them. So
like some of the buildings Kong falls into, it's just like they're dark and grey as well.
Yeah.
So like he falls and it's like, okay, has he stumbled and fallen, or is he still just like banging through it and he's going to come back with a punch? There's a lot of that, like.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by you can't tell who's got the upper hand.
Yeah, exactly. But then it also plays into the whole, one's a big lizard and one's a big monk.
Yeah.
So
one's faster than the other.
Yeah.
One's
real
bottom heavy, one's top heavy. You know.
Yeah.
Like Godzilla got a dump truck on him.
He
got some fucking
thick boy.
Thick thighs. There's a shot of him from like up.
Yeah.
And I laughed.
And I'll talk
loud.
about that in the spoiler part when we get to that part, because I've got.
Nobody else laughed. Nobody knows why I laughed, but it just looks so. His thighs are thick.
Yeah, it really. It's the first.
But don't
go back and watch the 2014 Godzilla, and when you first see his thick boy leg, it is literally just like looking at a tree stump in the fucking Amazon.
Yeah,
it is just round and bulging, and it looks juicy. Like if you cut a piece of that off, it would be the best steak of your life. I swear.
Yeah, if you didn't like how little Godzilla was in the first one, there's some like glorious hero shots of just his face.
Yeah.
And, like meticulously detailed, and he's like emoting and stuff as best as a big dinosaur lizard can. But yeah, there's some really ambitious, like long takes of him.
Yeah. So let's get into those.
Yeah.
Let's jump into the spoiler zone and let's actually talk about the fine little details of this. So guys, that's the spoiler-free version there. If you haven't seen it yet and you want to turn this part off, because we're going to announce the winner of this, we're going to go into all the fight scenes and everything that happens by the end of this movie. So if you don't want to listen from now, please turn everything off. I'm going to give you 3, 2, 1, and you should be off. And we're in the spoiler zone.
Okay.
So straight up, Godzilla is the winner of this fight.
How?
Okay. So we see... You can separate this into rounds if you want to.
Is it because he didn't get contained and Kong did?
No. This isn't to do with how the movie ends.
Oh.
This is to do with the fight that they have. So, if you want to put it into round perspective, first round in the middle of the ocean, Godzilla comfortably wins that fight.
Yeah.
Because it's the whole... Kong is basically drowned and trying to get his breath back lying on that boat.
Yeah.
And then they say, turn the lights off so they can make it think like... Godzilla thinks that we're submitting to him until we find another way to get him out. Because as soon as we get going again, he's going to come back being like, the fuck? No.
That was
I'm me.
Yeah, that was another cut for edit as well. Like, they're just like, some helicopters.
But that shows that one good shot of Godzilla in the wreckage of all the boats and all the flame behind him. And he just looks so fucking like...
Menacing.
Don't fuck with the lizard.
Yeah.
So you get that. That's your first round.
Okay.
The second round is the initial fight in Hong Kong when Kong climbs back up from the Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
That's their next fight. So that fight goes to Kong. He's got the axe. He really fucks with Godzilla, and then he hits him when he deflects the atomic breath.
Yeah.
And then swings the axe down onto Godzilla's head.
Yeah.
And then Godzilla sort of like knocks himself out briefly.
Okay.
Kong sort of swings himself away, and then you see it cuts to another human part, and then it comes back again. You see Godzilla's now like searching the town, and Kong is on top of a building, and then throws a skyscraper at him.
Yeah, that shot was
like
fucking
a crane.
Sick. Him in the building.
Yeah.
That was sick.
And that then initiates the third round.
Which Kong gets fucked up.
So this is why the clear winner is Godzilla in this.
Okay. So that's Adam Wingard being a bit cheeky in the media. Because him saying there's a clear and definite winner, you think you're going to see Kong's head on a stake or something, you know? So that's him being a little cheeky. That's a bit of a poor
little cheeky, but I have my theories as to why. So in terms of this third round, it's clear and simple. Godzilla just goes on an absolute rampage, absolutely dislocates Kong's shoulder, to which renders him pretty much useless. He falls down. Godzilla then starts clawing at his chest and ripping him open.
Yeah.
And then this is when the thick boy legs come into it, and he stamps on him on the chest.
You don't really get stumped by one of those.
Now, previously Godzilla has been known for his thick boy legs, but to know that they harness so much tons of force that they can literally destroy anything, including a monster.
Yeah.
It was one of the ways he killed one of the Mutos in the first Godzilla film.
Mm-hmm.
So he was always given as, if you were to... If someone were to fight Godzilla and they wound up underneath his foot, they're gone. They're done.
Yep.
So this... And you could hear it. He puts his foot down on his chest. Kong tries to resist and tries to fucking punch his leg. And then Godzilla goes, nah, fuck that. Lifts it up and then fucking curb stomps into his chest.
Yep.
Gives it a bit of a squish. You can hear a bit of the bones cracking in Kong's chest.
Yep.
Screams in his face. Kong is like,
oh, there's so much of that.
He screams back
in each other's faces.
Godzilla gets up,
a bit too
gives
long.
him a bit of a nod, and goes, now you fucking know who's the real one.
Yeah.
Kong is dead.
Yeah.
Kong is just about dead at this point. That's the fight over. This is Godzilla has won.
Yeah.
Because after this, we get Godzilla going to fight Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
And it's the little girl gets sad because Kong's dead. You can feel his heartbeat slowing down.
Yep.
Godzilla has completely destroyed Kong because had they not got their gravity ship to reinvigorate his heart,
he's dead.
He'd have been dead, and that's the fight done.
That makes more sense.
But then also the fact that they bring Kong back with the charge from the ship, give him a bit of the fucking heartbeat going again, recharge him. The fight then ensues with Kong goes to help Godzilla defeat Mechagodzilla because the little girl goes, Godzilla is not the enemy. Trust me, because as soon as she says that, Kong goes, he lets out a bit of a weird scream where he's like, he doesn't want to believe that he's not the enemy because he just kicked his ass.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can fucking go again. But she's like, no, that is something that's going to like enslave us basically as a human race. Work with him, take that down, and just pretty much bow to Godzilla that let him be the alpha. Because after this fight, they worked together. But he wouldn't have been
because Mechagodzilla was fucking his shit and Kong had to save him. So, the winner is kind of Mechagodzilla from some of it.
Okay, yeah.
But then they needed a team up.
Yeah, so Mechagodzilla, including in the originals, was always designed to build...
Atrocious, by the way. He looks fucking terrible.
Didn't like it. I wasn't about the design.
When he busts out of the mountain and you see how skinny it is,
I
was like, okay.
Very skinny. I wasn't on board with the design when I first saw the leaks, and I was like, that's kind of disappointing. But then I looked at the original mecha, and I'm like, they couldn't make the original mecha again. They had to do something different for this.
Yeah.
But when he started fighting, I liked the design.
Okay, right.
Because I liked how they sort of incorporated a lot of flashing lights in his body for whenever he did like a fucking sidestep and then movement and all that. He had a lot of good things when the color came into it.
Yeah,
but otherwise, I didn't enjoy the look of it because
the close-up profile shot. I don't think that's a profile shot. The close-up, like face-to-face shot of his face is just rubbish. It looks like nothing.
Definitely not the strongest point in it. But I get it. It's trying to modernize it. The original Mechagodzilla is very comical. and very...
Yeah, well, it's just a guy in a suit, so...
Yeah, it wasn't...
Any of these monsters, they have to change.
Wasn't as mobile as what this mecha is, so you gotta sacrifice where you can. You gotta make changes where you can. But yeah, so the whole ending fight there, yeah, Mechagodzilla has always been designed to be the superior to Godzilla. Even in the originals, Godzilla could never take him down by himself. There was always another kaiju there to help beat this mecha.
Pussy.
Yeah, basically.
God.
Yeah,
my spoiler problem from before.
Yeah.
All 3 fights are in the trailer.
Yes.
Except the Mechagodzilla fight. Because, of course, it had to save one for last.
Yeah.
That sucks. That sucks real bad. In a Godzilla vs Kong movie, you want something else. You want something you haven't seen.
At least the last fight between just Godzilla and Kong, that would have been better having kept a secret, because the scene where when Godzilla's down on Kong's chest, that's his death scene. You see that in the trailer.
Exactly.
You just go, oh no, they're really close in this fight and they're just screaming at each other. And it's like, no, Godzilla's just killed Kong.
Yeah.
And is telling him, I'm the fucking G.
And that's
fuck yourself.
I'm not blaming the movie. That's not the movie's fault. But I'm saying that's a big factor into my personal enjoyment of the movie.
Yeah, which is fair.
Like, I'm very anti-trailer as it is.
Yeah.
But this one, when it got to the last fight in Hong Kong, and I was just like, fuck, there's not going to be anything after this.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen it. I've been here for 3 days or whatever it feels like. It feels really long, this movie.
That's why I liked it. It was such a short run time, but it felt really long.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Which is
my take for it.
Which is better than a long movie feeling long.
Exactly.
That's the ultimate worst.
Exactly right.
Yeah, so just, I don't know, Mechagodzilla look like shit.
I wish that was done a bit better and a different design, but beggars can't be choosers. It's what we got. It's what I'm happy with anyway.
Yeah.
I still take it as it is, because I still really enjoyed the way Mechagodzilla fought, because he was, as you said, literally wiping the floor with Godzilla. And
because he's like a computer, like he finds the shortest mean to it. Yeah. The shortest solution or
because he's designed to match Godzilla. Yeah. That's his whole thing. That's why he gets beaten by Kong. He's not designed to know how Kong fights.
No, God no. Because Kong's a brute, like just a relentless sort of thing. Whereas Godzilla, you're just like, he's probably going to shoot me.
Which is also,
so I'll get up close,
Yeah, which is also why when Kong gets into the fight and Godzilla sort of throws him away, he then goes back to Godzilla because you're not my thing.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
This is what I want dead.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even notice.
He's got no idea. It's
like a fly hitting his windscreen. Yeah,
exactly right. That's fucking shit. Get out of here. Fuck that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how you get your clear winner from this. In that scene.
That makes more sense.
The only reason Kong comes back is because humans recharging his heart. Otherwise, he's dead to the world.
Yeah,
it's a clear situation.
And that's like almost beat for beat how whatever his last name, the guy in the last Godzilla movie who sacrificed himself to restart Godzilla. They just did that again in this one. Yeah, to restart Kong.
Basically,
it's kind of beat for beat.
Basically,
kind of exactly the same.
Yeah, the other one was to get Godzilla back on terms.
You're not going to be surprised to hear this. I didn't stick around for the post-credits. Did Charles Dance turn up at all?
There was no post-credits.
Really?
Not a single end credit scene in this.
They left both of them alive, and they didn't do a post-credits.
Yes.
Holy
I sat
shit.
until people were cleaning up around me.
Yeah, so Charles Dance was just like, I'm fucking done. I don't want to come back. These are the only movies I do, and I still don't want to come back.
Yep. Basically.
Wow. He might be dead. Is he alive?
Nothing.
Charles Dance is alive, right? Oh, jeez.
Wait, who are we talking about?
The guy who bought Ghidorah's head at the end, the old cunt from the last one.
Oh, he's not in this at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
why isn't he in it? How did they get Ghidorah's head? How did Apex get Ghidorah's head?
Well, that's just one of those things that is left.
Charles Dance bought it.
Charles Dance bought it.
Garage and go, I saw this on Facebook.
He bought it from the black market at the end of King of the Monsters, and then Apex just went, no, we have more money. We'll buy that because we want to use it as a pilot suit.
As an RGB keyboard, pretty much.
Basically.
That was pretty funny. I was just like, this is such a Twitch streamer room. Like, it's so RGB.
It was that, and it almost felt like a little bit of a dig at Pacific Rim.
It was absolutely a dig at Pacific Rim. The way he puts the helmet on, and then they reuse the shot again.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same shot. Like, they did not film that again.
Yeah.
Because Pacific Rim does that like 20 times because it's a piece of shit movie. And that was 100% them going, how stupid is fucking this? Like,
yeah. So
like, of course, Mechagodzilla isn't a guy in a suit going.
No way. That doesn't happen, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck that. No, but
that was fucking funny.
No post credits, no end credits, nothing to lead us into the future.
That's insane.
And I should have read about it beforehand because they had talked about it that they don't know what the future is for the MonsterVerse. They sort of wanted to put it at this and go, all right, if we know where this could go, but it's only if
there'll be scripts.
Take to
There's
it.
Scripts everywhere. Sure.
And if it does well obviously in the COVID circumstances that we're in, if it does well enough, they can look to the future for it.
If Fast and Furious can have 10 movies and a spin-off, this is going to keep going forever.
Yeah.
Because this is what people want.
And I really think it can because of the way that the movie ended.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing is that for me, my theory is they've set this up to give Kong a bigger future.
Yes.
Because Godzilla's had the spotlight for the last 60-odd years or so. Kong's had a handful of movies, and
the problem with Kong is he doesn't have the roster that Godzilla has.
Yeah, exactly. There's not as much
Godzilla,
to do.
you have, 56 years of Monster of the Week.
You have fucking...
Yeah.
a ridiculous amount. So the fact where they had to put more than one monster in each movie that there was in Godzilla.
You could even have Shin Godzilla pop up and he's the bad guy. You know, like, they could even do that. Fucking who cares?
Bring back the 2000 Godzilla.
Oh, please.
Jesus fucking no.
Bring Matthew Broderick back.
They brought Zilla from the American Godzilla.
Yeah, they didn't even call him Godzilla. They were just like,
they called him Zilla, and they put him in the 2004 Final Wars Godzilla movie.
Yeah, and just fucked him
where
up.
the scientist, beamed him in from another universe and died within 30 seconds to Godzilla. And I'm just like, that is brilliant. It looked terrible, but it was brilliant.
They had when they were in the eggs
Yeah.
ship. That was very reminiscent of the end of Godzilla 2000.
Yeah.
Because they tried to set up that sequel.
Yeah.
But then it turns out they were just bait for Mechagodzilla.
Basically, yeah.
I was like,
snacks.
I was like, why is that one of the things they actually explained?
Yeah, we really got that going. I see Kong having a bigger future from this because I think more people are getting on board on the Kong train because who the fuck doesn't like a big monkey?
Yeah. And he's more emotive and
just
kind of do more with him.
I
like it when he finally gets home, he just has to sit down.
Yeah.
His axe just has to sit.
Yeah,
it's incredibly relatable content.
Yeah, fucking A. But the start of the movie, when he wakes up, is so fucking relatable.
Yeah.
Literally wakes up, big yawn, scratches his ass, has a shower.
The lighting in that, he looks so incredible. And then he puts his head in the waterfall and it looks like straight up Time Splitters 2. Like, it just looks horrendous. It's one of the worst CG shots in the movie. And it's like... It's
not one of the brightest ones, but yeah.
Like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's one of those ones.
Oh,
but yeah, going before we're talking about Godzilla beaming into the Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
So that was one of my bigger problems because the whole thing was, we need it. There's only these, certain points we can get through to the Hollow Earth, and it's a whole portal, and you get shot through it, and it goes all weird in that. And then he just said, Godzilla, Kong ignites the essence of whatever's in the Middle Earth, and Godzilla's just like, oh, yo, the fuck? Oh, it's down there. And then just beams directly down.
To exactly where they are.
Exactly where it is. Straight in the middle. To eventually get down enough. Make a clean hole all the way through.
Yeah.
To which Kong can literally just climb into it.
It doesn't affect our Earth's gravity or atmosphere. Not everyone that gets sucked into it.
They go into it and they get their point where they're the gravity reverses and they're back to normal. Yeah. But there's no fucking hyperdrive moment or anything like that.
Yeah, and then Kong jumps down and it's just like, why isn't Godzilla just looking in the hole and then just shoots acid, his breath and just vaporizes everyone who's coming back through the hole?
Yeah, exactly right. So that's one of those moments for it, but
it was incredibly funny, but I was just like,
yeah.
Why did I have to
do what you got to do? You do what you fucking got to do.
Geez. But yeah, mercifully the human stuff is just as bare minimum as they needed.
Yeah, it's definitely...
Thank God.
I definitely put this as the best in the MonsterVerse franchise out of all of them.
Yeah.
In this collection of newer movies that we've had. I think it definitely takes a cake. One, because of the lesser human interaction. and just for a pure fight scene that is pure fighting and not just a bunch of CG mess and a lot of beams.
I don't think Millie Bobby Brown is ever going to be a lead like Hollywood is desperately pushing her to be. I think she's pretty average. Pretty average.
Let her get older. And we'll see what happens. It's hard when you're younger.
She got Enola Holmes and everyone was just like, okay.
Yeah, cool.
Good for you. Where's Stranger Things season 4? You know, like she's kind of cursed with that for the rest of her life.
Bring us Stranger Things so we know what happens to Hopper.
Yeah, where's fucking Robert Englund?
Jesus Christ! Yes, fucking can't wait for that one.
Yeah, and then just her like, I don't know. I feel like, of course, every Western American horror, every Western American movie has to have some sort of emotional ending.
Yeah.
So what? And you couldn't have like Godzilla and Kong like agreeing sort of and just going, you're right, buddy, old sport, I'll see you in a few years. That wasn't enough for people, obviously, like at test screenings or whatever. So like, fuck, all right, get Kyle Chandler on the phone. We'll put Monarch back in the beginning so he can be like, why does my daughter not like me?
Yeah. What are you doing?
And then then you can flip over all the pages in the script, get to the back page and go, fucking Millie Bobby Brown and Kyle Chandler just somehow are in exactly the same spot and she doesn't hate him anymore.
Yep.
Bang, audiences can relate to that because they don't want their parents to hate him or kids to hate him or whatever.
Pretty much.
That's our ending.
Applause now.
And then you get another ending of Kong just having a sick life in the hollow world.
Yeah.
In the hollow earth. And then the little girl is still like good buddies with him.
Yeah, she's just like...
That's a nicer emotional
love you,
ending,
man.
right? You didn't need Kyle Chandler and Millie Bobby Brown at all.
He just wanted a bit more of that MonsterVerse money, really.
Purely Post-it noted on.
Yeah.
But yeah, mercifully, there's not a lot of them. They're very fucking annoying when they're in it. Like Deadpool 2 and Podcast Man are just...
There's no chemistry
bone-jarringly.
There's really no chemistry in it. Julian Dennison gets used so sparingly. And it's literally just for one-liners that are not funny.
Yeah. And he can co-lead. Like he
really can. Deadpool 2, he's really good in Deadpool 2.
He's fantastic. And he was younger then. Like, what are they doing with him now?
Yeah.
They don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, it's really
That's the problem. They're just like, he'll be the funny New Zealand
They're
guy.
just like, I'll just wait for Taika Waititi to bring you back in something else.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he has already.
Yeah, I'm sure they got something else lined up.
But yeah, they were just like, they didn't even have dialogue. It was just... one-liners that weren't good.
It's just conspiracy theories after conspiracy theories and just constant bullshit like that. You're like, bro, I get this enough in the real world. Don't bring it in my Godzilla movie. God. Just let me enjoy it fucking for the way it is.
And then there's hot girl who exists to be hot and then die. The Italian guy's daughter.
Yeah, daughter, yeah.
Like she turns up and it's just like, she's more attractive than everyone else.
Yeah.
And then she's in a few scenes and doesn't really say much.
She's a bit of a bitch.
She's just there being attractive.
Yep.
And then she just gets bitten in half or whatever happens to her. She gets squashed.
Kong just crushes the ship that they're in. He just looks at it and just goes, yeah, fuck it.
To a resounding... Okay, who cares? She already Bluetoothed her dad. Like,
it's fine. It's literally, she did her job.
Yeah, so there's
she can die happy.
Yeah, a lot of these movies, like as soon as a character's introduced, you can either go, okay, they're fodder, or they'll have an important line or something, you know? And this movie is perfect for that. Like, every single person who turns up, you're like, okay, this is their role.
Yeah, you get that.
And you'll get it right. You will get it right if you watch this movie.
Yes.
Because we just told you.
Exactly right. And you should still watch this movie because it's still a great movie, and it's also not a good movie.
Yeah. You'll either like it or you won't.
I just said it for you, yeah. Either you're either about monster movies or you're not about monster movies. It's a niche thing.
I just...
They did have some nods to the original 1963 King Kong vs. Godzilla in this. So, in some aspect, it can also be not seen as a reboot of that movie, but they did tip its hat to certain scenes and go, yeah, we'll kind of...
How does Japan feel about these movies? Are they okay with them? Or are they like,
as far as I'm aware,
or are they like, it's not canon,
okay with it?
Just
the issue,
leave us alone.
Well, no, the thing is because Godzilla had many different 4 different production companies that used it in Japan, right. So there was actually about 4 different canon settings.
Okay, yeah, right.
In their ones, so
everyone just kind of had a crack at it.
Yeah, you had the Toho series, Heisei, Millennia, and obviously the Western now as well. So there already were a bunch of different companies that were mantling Godzilla differently.
Yeah, okay. So it's just another one.
It's just another one to put on their belt. They just go, yeah, Godzilla's mad. As long as people keep liking Godzilla, we have tourists.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, yeah.
And that's how it works.
Fair.
But in terms of like some things that they sort of tip their hat to, Kong being transported via a ship, that was also in the original one as well.
Okay.
They more or less gassed him out to transport him to Japan, or I think it's to Hong Kong as well in this one, in the original as well. But the big one is their big fight near the end. Godzilla again near kills Kong and like hits him with his heat ray a few times. Apparently hits him with a massive drop kick that completely rattles him and puts him out to die. He literally like burns everything around Kong to sort of like cremate him, and then a bunch of thunderclouds storm, and then a clap of thunder recharges his heart.
Yeah, right. Fuck, if they did that in this one, I would have walked out. So I'm glad they did it.
I'll take the ship in this one. But yeah, so that recharges him to fight again. Obviously, the ending to the original King Kong vs. Godzilla, they fight atop a mountain. They fall off a cliff into the ocean. They fight a bit under there, and then we see Kong swim back to what would now be known as Skull Island.
Yeah.
And we see nothing of Godzilla. They leave that as speculation as either he's dead or he's still alive. So that's why there was never a clear debate in the original.
Yeah, okay.
Because they went, they fall in the water and we see Kong, but we don't see Godzilla. So people go, well, Godzilla lives in the water, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but we only saw Kong, so it means he won. Shut up. He didn't win.
Yeah.
And he didn't win in this one.
Did they, at the beginning, Skull Island, like him being contained in the Skull Island facility, that wasn't in Skull Island. Like, Skull Island was an actual place. I don't remember Skull Island. I remember liking it, but I don't remember.
Skull Island is a real island.
It wasn't always Monarch.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was obviously from the events of Skull Island, where like they all go over there and they see this fucking shit going or whatever else. Obviously after King of the Monsters, when we see that there's containment sites all over the world, how long it's been there. The chick that has been with Kong, she says she's been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah, okay.
And I think, when was Skull Island set? Like in the 70s or the 60s or something like that?
Yeah.
So you get, so that's my question as well, is how do they build that containment site around there without him going, what the fuck's going around here?
Yeah, you would have heard that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got your bits here and there, but, that's about all we got going on.
It ain't a thinking movie.
It ain't a thinking movie. It's just come watch some big things fight and...
It's definitely the loudest movie I've ever seen.
It's very loud.
I remember Tenet getting quite loud during the action scenes. And
John
I was
Wick
like,
2 got very loud in the cinemas too.
Like, oh, that's a bit much. But yeah, this was like, fucking hell, they ramped it up.
Yeah.
And for really longer periods of time too. I think that's why it was more noticeable.
Yeah.
Because like when they are fighting, it's always that loud.
Mm.
But yeah, geez, I was very surprised by how loud this movie was.
Yeah, very loud. So I guess we can just end the review there on that one. I think that's fucking plenty to have... Yeah, we've spoken about it for a long time.
Yeah, fuck.
So that's Godzilla vs. Kong. It's available everywhere in cinemas. I say go see it. If you've seen all the other movies, you kind of have to go see it. If you don't give a shit about how bad a movie is, go watch it.
Yeah, I would say go see it.
Definitely. It's worthy of a watch. It's a lizard and a monkey fighting in a city, bro.
But if you've seen the trailer,
you've kind of seen
a lot of
You've kind of seen it there. All right, so let's round out the episode now. Let's get with the questions at the end here. Not a great deal, which works out really well for us because I need a drink because my voice is killing me now. We'll start with Instagram. We'll go with Brooke. Best hangover feed.
I'm pretty against eating when you're hungover because
I can agree.
Yeah, like
it doesn't settle. Nothing settles. I'm sorry. If you can't sit there and tell me that you actually go to eat something in the morning, you're not hungover. Then you're just.
Everyone's like, get a big burger. You know what's the worst thing you can have when you're vomiting? Bread.
Yeah.
Nothing makes a vomit worse than bread.
Yeah.
Because it does not fucking break up at all. So yeah, I'm very... If you're hungover, just fucking lie there until it goes away.
Yeah, literally.
That's my hangover.
Yeah, I just crack some Panadol and have a Gatorade.
Yeah.
until I feel I'm okay. Then I'll just eat normal food.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're fine.
Yeah, it's nothing specific.
But yeah, a hangover food, there's
no such thing. It makes you feel worse.
Yeah, it does. That'll bring up more vomit than you fucking wanted.
Absolutely.
When was your last big hangover?
It's been a very long time for me.
Yeah, it's been 7 years for me, just about.
Like, I get hungover really easily. I'm a massive lightweight.
Mm.
And if I'm not extremely careful, like, if I just sniff alcohol, I'll just be hungover the next day.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I remember, like, a couple of crackers. I remember one distinctively. I don't remember why I was hungover, but I watched all of Jessica Jones season 2 in a day because I was so hungover I couldn't move.
Yeah.
So, like, I just set my laptop up next to me in bed, and then I just wrote out the hangover. That was pretty bad. That's one I remember, but I don't remember why or when. Yeah,
I don't know exactly my last one. Exactly, because it's been so long since I've been drunk in any circumstance. I'd probably just put it down to a hot damn road trip.
Yeah.
And just really getting onto it. Might have been the morning I shat myself.
Yeah. That'll happen when you're hungover.
A lot of bourbon in the tummy.
You don't get a lot of warning.
No, you don't. You get a 2-minute window, and if you're not at a toilet, that's it. I'm sorry, you're not holding it, no matter how good your fucking bowel system is. Favorite alcoholic drink?
James has gotten me onto this drink called Dubliner. It's like Irish honeycomb whiskey.
Yeah, okay.
And it's like, it's less of a punch in the face than like the Jack Daniels. Like, it's not as sweet as the Jack Daniels honey. And it's a lot more smoother. It's a bit smokier. It's really fucking delicious. So I'd say that at the moment, but I don't really drink anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't. I always just drank the premixed sugary Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
That's why
they're always the goods. Ciders are always just my go-to because I don't drink as heavy anymore, and ciders are very easy to drink a lot of and not feel a thing. Them or just a good Canadian Club and Dry.
Yeah.
It's always the way to go.
At James's Bucks, we had some pink sugar-free cruisers.
Oh.
And they were awful, but they went down really easily.
They really do. Also love a good fruit tingle.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I hate ordering them, but I love drinking them. So good.
Yeah.
Best part of the wedding last night, Jack?
God, all of it. It was just a very lovely experience. It was a very beautiful experience.
Yeah.
I guess like the bride coming down and then seeing the groom's reaction to that, which just...
Yeah, it's always a fun moment.
It was very, very sweet, very nice.
Yeah.
It was just nice to be around my mates for fucking 8 hours or however. It was a very long night.
Yeah, they always are.
Yeah, especially
it goes fast.
Especially if you weren't drinking too. Like,
yeah.
But then the food, oh my God, the food was so fucking
Foods
good.
are always
wedding
primo.
Food, shout out.
Doesn't matter where someone has a wedding, no matter what, the food is always on point.
And because there was so much food, like a lot of people weren't finishing it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, just like, I just want to drink and dance more. And I was just like, you gonna eat that?
Yeah. You mind if I take that?
So I was just scrounging.
Man, hungry.
I was scrounging for fucking 6 at some point. I just kept going. But yeah, weddings are cool, man.
Yeah, no, they are. Weddings are mad. Who was best dressed last night, Adam? This could be a trick question.
Yeah, there's only one right answer, isn't there?
It should be, but there's not. Me, because I was wearing this shirt. It was very out of place because it was a black wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all supposed to wear black.
Mm-hmm.
But Jacob gave me the okay because he said, you should wear that shirt then. I'm like, well, I would have been the best man, so I feel like it's like, yeah, I'm the best man, the MC, so I kind of have to stand out.
It's also your house, so
also my house, so fuck everyone else.
Are you kidding me?
Basically, my real answer is MK. Because she came full in like 16-year-old emo looking MK, and I just died inside.
Yeah.
And
because you're already like in love with her instead of Brooke, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
If no one knew that already, that's now you do. But Jacob had the get up of the night though. You would have seen the stories.
Top,
yeah. Extra small crop top Friends shirt with a Peaky Blinders hat and Friends tracksuit pants.
Good look.
And he did not change that at all through the whole night.
Quite like dressing up for a wedding. I was still like probably the most underdressed there because I just wore a nice
fam, you look good.
Connor shirt. Yeah, but I look really good, but I was still just like I didn't wear a tie because I didn't know how to tie a tie.
Don't need to. It's all conventional bullshit. Don't buy into it. It's all just fucking communism.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to just be like, to look nice.
For one. I'm never going to do that like on the regular.
No.
But just one-off nights, for sure. We'll do that. We'll go with Alyssa for this one. Good old Alyssa. Godzilla vs Kong. Who has the bigger schlong?
So she messaged me like last week, and she just not accidentally, but just in passing, just said Godzilla vs Kong vs Dong.
Yeah.
And she sent me another message of her just laughing at herself, and she laughed at herself for about 3 weeks. And then like I saw her in person again, and she was just like, "Oh, so when are you seeing?" And then you could see it click in her head that she remembered the joke. Just started fucking laughing at herself again. And like, look, yes, okay, Kong and Dong rhyme. It's a great joke.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know, it's hard to tell because reptiles.
I think Zilla's one would be inside of him.
Like
it's that reptile type
like
one.
A crocodile, you gotta go fishing for it.
Yeah, but I feel like Kong literally just be floating around in the wind.
Yeah, thank God it's not, because that would have been a very different movie.
It really would have been.
If like every time he jumped from behind, you just see it flop down. They gave him a little booty. They gave him a little bum.
Yeah, he got a bit of a boot.
He gets a bit of a bum.
He's not thick, but you know
he's got a bit of a flat bottom.
He works out the glutes at least.
He's got a little crack.
He's got a bit of strength to him.
But then we discussed the porn parody of this, where it is Godzilla vs Kong vs Dong. And it's just someone with just like a 12-inch dildo or something.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's Dong, and they have to team up and fight him via having sex with him.
Fucking hell, the internet, man. Chelsea.
It has to exist. It surely already exists.
I'm sure it does somewhere out there. Chelsea, is King Kong related to Donkey Kong?
Yeah, they're of the Kong family, so I guess it'd be like one of those, like at a wedding or something. Like, your mum will be like, "Hey, that's your cousin," and you'd be like, "Fuck, I've never seen this human being in my life."
Yeah.
And they're just like, "Yeah, they have the same last name," and you're like, "Fucking what?" Like,
yeah, when did this happen?
Because like every
We've
family,
had like 6 games and I've never seen it before.
Every family has that. It's just like, yeah, your family, but you're so fucking far removed.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I think that's the
100%.
They see each
other
at Christmas, maybe on some. Depends who's hosting Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll see each other once every few years.
Yeah, usually Cranky Kong was never on board with King Kong. So that's why he kind of kept him distant from the rest of the family.
I reckon Cranky Kong would be heaps racist.
100%, bro.
Strikes me.
100%.
Yeah, he's from that era.
Yeah, that's why they had that war with the reptiles, man.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some subtext to that.
Yeah, there is. What version of...
Boy, this is a long episode. I just know.
I know, hey. What version of Godzilla would beat the rest in a fight? Same for Kong. I'll answer for the Godzilla one. So, I'd probably say Millennia Godzilla had a very good run. It was one of his better looks. Him or possibly even Shin Godzilla.
Shin Godzilla was a scary motherfucker.
That's him right there.
Yeah, he's sick.
He has a fucking like worm tail that has like its own mouth. His mouth also does like the fucking predator thing and just like opens up 4 ways. Yeah. Very creepy. Very small arms for Shin Godzilla, though, so not very practical. But he's very powerful. Definitely not Zilla.
No.
Zilla ain't doing shit. But yeah, probably Millennia or Monsterverse Legendary. Be up there for sure.
It's definitely Skull Island Kong.
You reckon? I think Peter Jackson's has got a...
Yeah.
Because he's got a fat head.
Yeah, true.
He's a proper silverback.
He's much more gorilla-like.
I think the silverback is a bit more of an alpha.
Yeah, probably.
Than Kong's look.
Yeah.
Because Kong isn't a silverback-ish.
He's kind of his own thing.
More of the own brown chimp variety.
But just bigger.
Yeah. I just think, yeah.
Yeah, no, Peter Jackson Kong. I'm happy
PJ's got it. What is the best Godzilla and Kong movie?
Skull Island for Kong, clearly. Godzilla, I just haven't seen enough of them. I can't answer it.
You've only seen the in this universe one.
I've seen the very first Toho one because I was just curious.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not my thing, so.
Yeah. Kong for me is Peter Jackson's Kong. Just because I grew up on that one and I fucking adored that movie when I saw it for the first time.
It's a great movie. I'm not knocking that movie at all.
It really is.
Fucking great movie.
Like, I love... Skull Island was great for being in this Monsterverse. But PJ's was just brilliant. It shit CGI, but it was brilliant.
Because they made it so quickly after Return of the King.
Yeah.
It was only like a year or something.
Yeah, basically.
It was the hottest name in Hollywood, so...
PJ's the man. In terms of Godzilla, for myself, I throw a lot of compliments to the 1954 Godzilla, just for being the pioneer to the series, and just the way that they did it for making a monster movie in black and white Japan. It is very, different to the times that we're in now, and the step-ups have been crazy. It's a much different watch to anything you'll ever see, but it did create the start of something massive for
kaiju
Japan.
Movies, yeah.
It really kicked it all off. As I said, King Kong had his first one in 1933, so he was, the earlier one, but it was a claymation.
It's a tougher watch. It's a bit of a tough watch.
Much more of a tougher watch. But otherwise, outside of that, I'd either say Final Wars is decent, just sort of to end the whole Japanese franchise in it. Shin Godzilla is also really, really good up there as well as a good watch. All right, last couple ones. Lachlan, this week on Titan Talks, who would win, a fully grown silverback gorilla or a fully grown grizzly bear?
Don't know.
I feel like the silverback takes it for more mobility.
Like the silverback, definitely.
The silverback's just got more mobility because a bear's not as movement based, because he's got shorter arms, can just sort of like jump up and maybe like swipe at ya. Silverback could do like a sidestep, swing up on a tree, and then just like kick him in the head.
Yeah. Silverbacks are also incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
Like they could just be like, well, this bloke will fall over if I hit him a certain way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely silverback.
Definitely silverback. On a scale of 1 to 10, how moist did Hollow Earth conspiracy theorists get from watching this movie? Probably not very much when they got given it.
I didn't know that was a real conspiracy theory. I had no idea.
Yeah, it was shit being thrown around on the internet because they got teased in King of the Monsters, and people were expecting a lot more than what they got. So I think on one hand they were happy that they were right, but then they were like, but now we don't understand it.
Yeah.
Because it's not how our theories went.
It's funny at the end of the movie, Godzilla's like walking in the ocean, but then he just falls off. And then someone's like, oh, it is a flat earth. Cut the credits. This is why I don't make movies, by the way, but...
Fuck,
it's like Godzilla's all majestic.
I want a showrunner to listen to this show and just actually give you a shot. Being
like, go back to the review real quick. Every time Godzilla's on screen and he has that musical sting, he's creepy and fucking intense. Yeah, that's a cool musical sting.
Yeah, because that's taken straight from the originals. Yeah.
But let's really do that musical sting as he's walking away, and then he just goes. Flat Earth Society presents.
Does the scream, and you just hear the scream fade out in the back. All right. End with Gemma. What 2 film characters would you love to see go head to head in a fight?
Oh shit, that's a really good question.
It's a really good question because you got to go like. Do you just go big monsters?
I would go Stem from Upgrade versus...
Oh, you fuckhead.
Versus... it's kind of the same thing. I was going to say one of the Hobbs and Shaws. Whichever one... Idris Elba when he's all upgraded.
When he's Black
But that's kind of just the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe Stem and a superhero who's not like superhero, One of those mildly powered ones. Because I think Stem would... fuck most people up now that he's like fully STEM, but he has a body.
Yeah, because you really want to see like how he is now.
Yeah.
After those events of Upgrade. Fuck. Yeah, STEM would do good against someone. STEM versus the Green Ranger.
Sure. A movie 2 people in this room would watch.
Fuck yeah, no, that's crazy. There's just so many different things you could try to fucking marry up together.
Yeah, you go like horror and action, like I don't know.
You
put like Caesar from Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Put him against someone of a similar stature, but like a human.
Jason Statham in the Transporter.
Yeah, there you go.
That could be one. That would work. Or you just see Caesar from Planet of the Apes as racing against Jason Statham in Death Race.
Yeah, it's just in a car.
Yeah, same thing. He's wearing the mask.
The Pacific Rim versus the Iron Giant.
Oh, same thing.
And then it just makes you cry because that movie's really fucking sad.
That's how he
wins. Yeah, that's how he wins.
Fuck.
He just hits you in the feels.
All Yeah, fucking anything. Anything stupid fucking works. The Nun versus Deadpool.
There you go.
That's one too.
Deadpool will love that.
100%. The jokes on that one being incredible. All right, that's it for the questions. That's it for the episode. It's a fucking long one. Thank you all for sticking around for this one. This has been a huge episode for us. As I say, if you haven't seen Godzilla Vs Kong, it's available in cinemas everywhere now. You can go see it. While you're out and about, go online and pick up some shirts. You like that podcast.store.
You like that podcast?
You like that podcast, governor? Yeah, go pick up some shirts if you're going to pick up some shirts. We'll look to put some more stuff up there soon because it's completely free for us to do. And it'll be fun to have some random shit on there for people just to go, yeah, YOLO, fuck it. I want a cup.
Yeah, we don't get anything for it. We're not pushing that because we want to make money. It's just we want to see.
Yeah.
It's good word of mouth.
It's at the minimum. So, like, we have to make $1 off it. But that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And after selling 12 shirts, it's like $12, so...
Which isn't nothing.
It's not nothing, right. But it's...
That's a medium quarter pounder meal.
Yeah.
For one of us.
It gets it. Yeah, maybe for you, yeah. But yeah, pick up if you want to. Spread it around. We can't wait to see those shirts coming for the people who have ordered it. It'll be great to see when they're on and people can sport those. Stickers are coming soon. You'll get those out. Stick them up wherever you want. Nipples, chest, balls, wherever. Send us your DMs of them. Especially to Jack.
I want one single gooch photo. I still want balls and butthole in it, but you have to strategically put it only on your gooch.
Yeah. And send that to Jack, and we'll shout you out on the next episode. So until next week, guys, we'll catch you on the next one, and also for You Like That Extra. So until we see you on that one, my name is Adam, and I have been one half of the You Like That podcast.
My name is Jack, and just like whatever you like, and don't like whatever you don't like. It's fine. We're just an opinion podcast, and it's called You Like That podcast.
Fuck. All right, see you next
week,
That
wasn't
guys.
Even a joke. I was trying to make a point.